RPG for You and Me presents a special Patreon mini-series. Welcome to Silica Valley.
Set pulls the handbrake, cranks it to the right, and just as the creature continues on, yanks him out of the driver's seat as the truck veers and then decelerates because my foot's ripped off the gas, leaving Sia behind.
Gotcha. Okay, so Sia is free because she had her Seat belt on.
That's true.
Jeez, okay. So because you slammed on the brakes and caused this to happen, the vehicle is going to go into a sort of drift, because you're no longer actively driving it. For right now, it is still sort of nearby, so I think it's still kind of adjacent to the vehicle. But yeah, let's see here.
This is so perilous.
This is
Oh
very
my
perilous. God. Definitely take a Benny for your
self-endangerment.
Super cool, reckless idea, which I'm always a proponent of. I guess that's your turn, right? Or is there anything else that you wanted to attempt?
Because I was driving, I wouldn't have my spear on me, but could I might still have my shotgun strapped to my leg?
Seems reasonable. All right, well, on this creature's turn, it has been wrenched free of the vehicle, mostly free. It's still kind of on there because it's holding you. It's right next to it. It's got you. It's not being held or anything. I think the trade-off here is that these creatures are not incredibly fast, so they can, try to get away and stuff like that, but it's not at a super top speed. They're floaty predators, kind of like owls, Owls are silent, but they're not the fastest birds. All right, so I think it's going to try to further bind you in its claws. So it's going to roll its D6 athletics if you could do your athletics or your strength. And you are distracted still.
I roll a 5.
Excellent. Okay. So it rolled a 1 and a 2. So it is not able to grapple you any further. So I think that means that while it's flailing in the air, the other legs are now trying to cinch over you to, just bind you even further, but it's not able to get a hold. Maybe the poison coursing through its veins that are reducing its overall strength or preventing it from functioning properly. And it's caught off guard because of that. And I think it's going to begin to start to turn away from the Jeep itself and start to pick up altitude, although it's still low to the ground at this time.
God.
And then while you are being grappled by it, the swarm begins to move in. Per your additional piece of information, instead of dealing damage, they deal fatigue. So I'm going to treat that as just a mild poison. Basically, you just need to make a vigor roll to resist the effects of the fatigue here. I don't think distracted would count on a reflexary vigor roll.
Probably not.
I don't think that sounds thematically appropriate to me. So if it was something that has to do with concentration, maybe, but your vigor is just a natural reflection of your body's ability to fight back. So, all right, so you successfully resist this, but we see these large tick-like creatures start to crawl over you. Maybe they're trying to, pierce through your thick armored hide, but they're having no luck. And that is the creature's turn, so we'll move on to the next round. Set 8 of clubs, Sia, ace of hearts.
My goodness.
Ray, 4 of hearts. So Sia, you're going first again.
Okay, so how far is it away from her now?
This thing caught up to you at speed. Set just put the brakes on to try to separate it, so you've dropped speed, and it probably got jostled by that too, so it's probably going a little bit faster than you, and it's starting to peel off in a different direction.
If she, got up onto the roof of the car, would she be able to jump to it?
I think that sounds really cool, so yes.
Awesome. She would love to do that as her Yara multi-action.
So you're trying to jump onto it?
Yes.
Okay, then I think that's going to be like an athletics roll to see if you can correctly do that. You can climb up for free, but the athletics roll to jump onto it would be your Yara action.
Cool.
So I don't think any modifiers. I think your speed is close enough and it's still within a reasonable distance that you could just try to make an athletics roll to do it.
If this pans out, what she's going to do with the rest of her turn is she's going to attempt to paralyze it.
Okay.
And that's probably it. She's probably just going to try and paralyze it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, so I'm going to do my athletics.
So your paralyzed would be a fighting attack against it, right?
It just says touch.
Oh, yeah. So touch is a fighting attack.
Yeah.
But your intent would not be to damage it. You're just trying to do the touch attack to get the poison in there.
Yes.
Okay, sure.
Touch is at a +2?
Yep.
Nice.
You got it.
That's a 5 for my athletics.
That's a success.
Oh, yes. She sees what's happened a second after it happens. Like, her brain had to catch up, and she just goes, shit, shit, shit. Gets on top of the car. Hope's coin purse is secured, because she's got to go and get him. And she just launches herself like a little, like a, what is that? Like a fulcrum point?
Like a trapeze type thing?
Kind of, yeah, but she uses her two back legs to dig into the roll cage to whip herself up in maybe a slight somersault that she didn't intend.
Very cool.
But then she jabs her legs into it to get traction.
Love it.
And now she's gonna try to, poison it.
Okay, well, so go ahead and roll your touch attack.
Fighting +2.
Yeah, this creature's parry is a 2.
Cool. So I
Has
have
no fighting ability.
So my fighting is a default D8 +1, so this would be a D8 +3.
Correct.
Nice. So I don't crit fail.
Maybe it has a D4 fighting, because it has those legs, so. Parry of 4.
Well, I got a 7.
So that is a success, but no raise.
Would I like a raise? I would, but I only got 2 pennies left.
Well, let me see. What would a raise do for you in this situation?
I don't know.
Let's see. Your power is paralysis. A successful touch attack causes the victim to make a vigor roll if the power's trapping is physical, smarts if it's mental, or spirit if it's a matter of will. This is a physical effect, so it would be a vigor roll. It looks like it's not dependent on if it's a successor with a raise anyway. So.
Wonderful.
All right, so it's going to make a vigor roll. I gave this thing a D10 vigor because it's a large creature, so it seemed appropriate.
So does it have to beat my 7? Or just a 4?
I think it just needs to succeed on a 4. It blew up a 10.
Oh, nuts.
Into a 9. Got a 19 on that. It's already got too much poison inside.
Well, she tried.
Definitely.
I think we see her stabbing it in multiple times. Her tail is just whipping around, and it's not doing anything. And she's, more concerned than she was. We can see through her snowboarding goggles that she has on.
I like that a lot. But you're on its back now, right?
Yeah, I think she's on one of the flappy wings.
Very cool. All right, Set, it is your turn.
I'd like to try and break grapple and then try and re-grapple it or climb it somehow.
Let me check the, I need to see where this creature would fall in the size chart and if there's any restrictions on grappling different size, because I don't remember off the top of my head. I said it's 25 to 30 feet across. What is your intention with the grapple?
I'm trying to just not fall to my death.
Okay, sure, yeah, I got you. Yeah, that's totally...
Just that.
How high up are we?
You guys are probably like 15 to 20 feet off the ground right now. So it's starting to climb, but it doesn't fly fast and it doesn't climb altitude fast. That's kind of its trade-off. I think this creature it's probably on the higher end of normal size, or maybe it's considered a large creature. I'll treat it as a size 5 creature, but I'll cover that in turn. So then it should have had scale modifiers too, and I didn't incorporate that. So
I guess I'll just try and break grapple and take the fall.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Here we go. Oh, that doesn't make it.
Oh no.
I'm gonna spin another Benny. Try that again.
You got this.
Okay, that was a 5.
5. All right, let's see how it does. It rolled a 1 and a 4, so that is a success. You are able to break free of its remaining hold on you, and if you are freely trying to plummet to the sand below, you may do so. Falling damage here. I know it's 1d6 plus 1 per 10 feet, but I think it does not start until a certain range from the ground. So let's see here. Falling is 1d6 plus 1 per 4 yards. All right, let's roll me, I said 10, 20, so roll me 2d6 plus 2. Let's just go with the 20. 2d6 plus 2 falling damage.
That's 7 damage, plus 2 from the, plus 2. 7 plus 2, 9, yeah. I have 11 toughness, and 6 of that's armor. Unless it's to my head or face, that's 7, 2 of that being armor.
Okay, so you will take 7 damage from the fall then. Plus 2 would be 9 then, so that's how much you'll take. This would just be general, so with your 11 overall toughness, this would not even be enough to shake you. And probably the sand is giving you a little bit of padding there too. But yeah, so wonderful. What does that look like?
Set pries the mandible or claw off of him, and he breaks the grapple, and for a moment he's just holding on to the appendage as his eyes look big and panicked and dart around, and he just drops, tumbling through the air and landing in a big puff of sand as the ray flies past above his head.
Nice. Yeah, I think as it continues to move, you can see that Sia is planted on its back, just jabbing into it with her stinger tail.
She does not know that you've gotten free because she can't see 'cause she's on a wing.
Oh my god.
All right, it is this creature's turn again. So it's lost its quarry.
It's
knows
quarry or it's quarry?
It's quarry. It's not grappling anything. It can't see anything because you're on its back, presumably behind its eyes. It can definitely feel that you're on it, jabbing into it. So I think it's going to just try to fly further up, and it is going to make a roll to see if it's going to test to see if it can dislodge you and throw you.
Okay.
So I'm going to say...
I do have Wall Walker.
Ooh, okay.
Barrel roll me.
I'll give you a bonus for your Wall Walker, but this thing isn't technically a surface.
Technically a surface,
but it is bigger than...
It's comprised of surfaces.
True, and it is bigger than you. Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to have it roll its... I was going to say piloting, but I think for this thing, that's just going to fall under athletics again. So it's going to roll contested athletics to try to dislodge you, but I will give you a +2 to your roll this time.
Okay.
And let's see. It is going to gain another 10 feet in altitude as well.
Okay.
So it's now 30 feet off the ground. Below a 6. Into a 5. 11.
Crit failed.
Okay, yeah, you are definitely falling.
Motherfucker.
And I think that means you do not get the opportunity to try to catch yourself when you land.
That's fine.
So, would you like to roll me 3d6 plus 3 falling damage, or would you like me to roll it?
You roll that.
Okay. It's just a treat. You ready?
Yeah.
1, a 4, and a 3.
I feel like you could punish me a little more than that.
Let's see, that's an 8 plus a 3 is 11. Yeah, I'll spend one of its bennies, even though that might not be kosher. That's even worse.
Oh, man.
4, a 2, and a 1 plus 3 is a 10. Well, it has one more benny, so I know I'm bending the rules here. Oh, okay, that's a lot.
So that looks like a lot of damage.
27 damage that time.
Oh no.
You encouraged
Oh
this.
my god.
No.
All right, so what's your toughness?
Oh no, it's it's 5 with 2 armor, so 7.
7. Okay, so 11's 1, 15. Yeah, so 11's 1, 15's 2, 19 3, 23 4, 27 5. So you will take 5 wounds.
Well, it's been lovely playing Silica Valley. I hope you like my next character, Blathina.
You have some bennies.
I do. I'm gonna have to soak.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. See, smart I didn't send them all on a frivolous thing like flirting with that guy back at the camp, huh?
Well.
Okay, I'm gonna soak. My vigor is a D6 now. Because I had
Was it
sense.
not before?
No, just Athena's
I see. Gotcha.
just a glass cannon. Okay, I know you guys just crit failed, but maybe don't fuck me. 10,
So 10 is 2 successes, so
But
you would
does
be
that minus the wound total for vigor rolls for soaking? Or is that for healing? Or that was for healing and then they changed it?
What do you mean? You haven't taken any wounds yet. This is you're rolling to soak the wounds that you're about to take. So 10 is a success with a raise, which means you'll soak 2 wounds, so you'll take 3 wounds, which means you'll still be conscious but very badly damaged.
That's fine.
You want to stick with that?
I don't know that I'm gonna get better.
If you re-roll, you could crit fail.
I could. I think I'm good.
Okay.
I think I'm good.
All right. So you plummet from 30 feet in the air. What does this look like? It just tries to wobble side to side. It can't do any barrel rolls or flips or anything.
You know those videos of people on water trampolines, like the big water bounce houses where they get launched off and then spiral through the air and then hit the ground in a belly flop?
Yeah.
I think that's what's happened.
Oof.
So we just see or conversely, that scene from Iron Man 1 where he's escaping from the cave and he's flying away and then the power shuts off and he plummets down into the sand like just a dead weight rocket, and we just hear a far away from a very wide shot.
Very good. Okay. Yeah, so Set, you watch Sia get flung from this creature's back and tumble through the air and then just land with a very, very heavy thud into the sand.
And a puff.
Probably 30 to 60 feet away from you here.
Do I hear her cry out?
Oh no.
Probably has the wind knocked out of her.
Yeah, I think it's just, you might hear a crunch because of her bug legs.
As Sia crashes into the ground and makes that terrible noise, I'd like to play my adventure card.
Yeah. Love hearing that.
It's called Arcane Inspiration. When I make trait rolls to activate powers, I do so at a +2 for the rest of the encounter.
Cool.
Very cool.
It was my fall and beefing it inspirational.
Yeah, as I watch my friend fall to what I think is their death, I just reach down and start channeling that into my essence.
Definitely. I like that a lot. I will end initiative here. This creature has been unsuccessful in capturing you, and it is an ambush predator, so it's going to continue flying up and away unless you guys do something otherwise.
Could it not?
If you would like to, I can have it swing back around. Maybe if that's another fact about it, if they're vengeful.
Ooh.
Yeah, I did just spin my adventure card to try and buff myself up for this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, gotcha.
Let's fight this thing.
Then, yeah, okay.
Let's fight this thing.
Then it turns out these things are vengeful. That's why it came for you as a kid before. That's why he's had to go after it, you know?
Your father killed my father.
So it goes up, it feels Sia be flung from the back, and now it's turning in a wide arc, flying back around this direction, and you can see the dark forms of these large ticks just crawling over the underside of its body now. Maybe they hunch on top of it until it attacks, and then they swarm on the underside. Ew. So it doesn't give away the camouflage.
It'd be cool if they crawled out of its gills or mouth to attack people.
Oh, sick.
Sick. All right. Set 7 of diamonds. Sia 4 of diamonds. This creature, Queen of Hearts.
Oh boy, it's just gonna finish her off, huh?
You are lying down in the sand, presumably still prone. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think it would be able to see you very easily, so it'll swivel around and it's gonna dive bomb Set, and I think it's probably gonna try to grapple you again, because that's mainly... Actually, you know what? This time it's gonna go with its tail, that really nice shock tail you gave it.
Oh no.
Yeah, good thing I came up with that.
Good thing, huh?
Alright, so this is turn number 3. This is the third turn, so it still has its reduced strength. It's got a D4 fighting, is what I'd said. It's not very good. It's gonna wild attack you, because this thing is incensed now.
Oh no.
So wild attack gives it a +2, but makes it vulnerable. It got a 7. 5 plus 2 is a 7.
My parry is 5?
Is 5, okay. So its strength is currently a D6. I'm going to treat this as a D4 natural weapon. Gets a +2 to the damage. Blew up a 4. So it deals 8 damage total.
But yeah, my toughness is 11.
Yeah, so that's not going to be sufficient. But because it contacted you with this... Do you think it's electric damage? You said the stun power, so do you think it tries to affect you with the stun ability?
Yes.
Okay. I think that just means you need to make a vigor roll to not be stunned.
I got a 4.
Excellent. So you see this tail whip down as it flies over you. It comes down almost like a hornet's stinger, bending in sort of a C shape. Comes down and tries to jam into you. It sparks in the hot day's light, maybe arcing onto the grains of sand, the quarry that's intermixed there and the crushed shells, and you can feel it peel over your scales, but it doesn't take hold underneath. It is now Set's turn.
I like to use sand shaping with the great strength power modifier. I want to lift a wave of sand and just pelt it down from the top to try and pin it down.
Sounds good to me. It has a toughness of 7. Are you using this as fighting or is this a ranged attack?
I guess if I'm trying to pin them with material shaping abilities, it says to use, when you're using a tool, you use the appropriate skill. So I guess that'd be an athletics roll. So I would activate it by rolling my essence die and roll athletics.
If it's being used like telekinesis, then yeah, you use the associated roll. I think the activation allows you to use the power on that turn too. So yeah, go ahead and roll to activate first here.
I rolled 7.
All right, that's a success.
Oh, so I could roll the strength with a -2. I rolled an 11 on that with a -2, making it a 9.
Okay, it rolled a 1 and a 5. So if you got a 9, that is a success with a raise, which means it is bound.
Ooh.
If we're treating it as a size category bigger than you, then you would also get a +2 to affect it. So I'm cool with that riding then. Tell me what this looks like. This is awesome.
Set lifts his hand up and balls it into a fist, and the sand raises from his feet up above him in a big crescent, and then just curls over and pounds down and just runs down on top of this ray, pressing it into the ground, and it just keeps pouring sand in this wave, just tidling up and over into this arch back onto the back of this ray as it's pressed into the ground.
That's awesome. Imagine these bands of sand rising up and just smashing down onto it like an hourglass.
Oof.
So cool. Alrighty. Is that your turn?
That's all I have.
Awesome.
He's very brave.
Very, very brave. And angry.
That too.
All right, Sia, it is now your turn.
Sia's gonna get the fuck up with a groan, and having seen this thing fly directly back over her and crash into the ground, she's not sure why, but she felt it as she was getting up. Just gonna stumble over there and start trying to wail on it.
So, wound modifiers also count against your movement speed, which means your base movement is now a 3, which is 15 feet. If you would like to use your bonus ability from your Yara to run, to try to get over there, I think you need at least, what do you think, a 2 maybe?
2 on my running die?
Yeah, get a 2 on your running die and you'll be able to make it to it.
That's a D6, right?
Yes.
I got a 5. So.
Excellent. Yeah, you can make your way over to it. And it is bound, the sand just flowing over it, tying it to the ground like tethers as he hammers it over and over again. When it is bound, it is also vulnerable, so anything you do against it gets a +2.
Cool. She limps over on her regular legs, because I think her back ones are looking pretty substantially fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's just gonna go straight to its face, and one punch is all she can muster.
Are you wild attacking?
I am wild attacking, actually.
Nice. Are you making a targeted attack against its head, or a weak point?
Is there an eyeball?
Oh yeah,
punch?
it's so on the top. I think it looks very much like a standard ray. So it's got those two dome-like eyes on the top. It maybe it's also got 1 or 2 on the underside, so it can see things beneath it.
That would make sense. Horseshoe crabs have a bunch of eyes.
Yeah. So yeah.
Like a flounder?
Oh yeah, do they have eyes on the bottom?
Yeah, they're born with their eyes on opposite sides, but as time goes on, they roll around.
They migrate.
Yeah, they can. Oh, nasty. Gross.
I like the horseshoe crab idea in that it has more eyes than normal because it is kind of a hybrid type creature. So it probably just has eyes on both the top and the bottom. So you should not have any difficulty finding one.
Gotcha.
So is your intention to deal more damage then?
Yes.
Okay, so an attack against a weak point incurs a -4 to hit, but you get a +4 to your damage if you do hit.
Okay, so that's a -4, but I have a +3 to unarmed attacks.
Well, are you doing a touch attack? If you're doing a touch attack, then it's not to deal damage, you're just touching it.
What?
So I'm not sure you're getting the plus. You get +1 from your martial artist.
Wild attacking.
Okay, yeah, so you get +2 from wild attack,
And
+2 because
vulnerable.
it's bound. Yeah, so it's vulnerable, and you get a +1 from your martial arts. So you're at a +5, and if you do a weak point, that's -4, so you're still at +1.
Still a +1?
Yeah.
Okay, I can do this.
And you get a +2 because of your size.
Oh yes, of course. You get a +2 because of the size.
It's +3?
So you're +3. Yeah,
Well,
man,
I'd be
bad
a chump not
I'm bad
to.
at keeping track of this. Thank you, Chase.
Yeah, you helped me out on that size stuff on my stream when I was missing that +2 as well.
With my +3, that's an 8.
An 8, it has a parry of 4, which makes that a success with a raise.
Beautiful.
So you get to deal your strength plus your unarmed damage plus a d6, and then you're adding +6 on top of that, which is 2 for your wild attack and 4 for the weak point.
Hmm.
And I will tell you its toughness is 7. Has a d10 vigor, 2 + 5 is 7. Has
So I got
no armor.
So I got my D6, D8, D6, D4 +6.
Is your unarmed damage a d4?
It's a strength plus D4.
So yeah, so you have your normal unarmed bonus from being Yara, right? They have D4 claw attack or stinger, however you want to flavor it. They have a D4 unarmed. I'm pulling up the edge right now just to make sure, but I believe the martial artist edge increases that die size by 1 step. You should deal strength plus D6 damage by default.
I have that on my tail, not my unarmed for some reason. Like, my
Well, I assume your
regular
tail
fists.
is your unarmed. Like,
I need to sort out my sheet apparently because it's all fucked up.
sorry, strength plus D6 plus D6 plus 6.
Okay.
You got this.
I don't think I'd have my new brass knuckles on.
What do your brass knuckles do?
They were part of the Trailblazer loot. How I had some of the talons worked into my gloves. Well, if I'm just wearing my gloves,
Yeah, I mean, if you
yeah. So plus 1d4 on the next round, lingering damage.
was it from fire or bleeding or
I think it's bleeding 'cause
Bleeding.
it's so...
sounds good.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Go for it. We made it.
We made
We
it.
got it.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
That's respectable. That's a 17 plus 6.
23.
Thank you.
Yep. So its toughness is 7, which means 11 is 1, 15 is 2, 19 is 3, 23 is 4. So, and you did 23?
Yes.
Okay. It is a large creature, which means it has an additional wound, so it will take 4 wounds from this. I spent all of its bennies.
So it can't soak.
I have GM bennies. I actually used 3 bennies. It should have only had 2 as an NPC, so I spent 1 GM benny. I'm going to spend... You know what? No, I'm going to let this stand. So I'm going to let it take these wounds. And then you also afflict it with paralysis, right? Because that's part of your deal whenever you hit with a fighting attack.
Whenever I hit with...
I think it's whenever you hit with a fighting attack.
What?
The touch attack just makes it easier for you to hit things instead of, like, dealing more damage. Pulling up the superpower companion.
I mean, if I could do that for free, that'd be dope.
It says a successful touch attack, but
I think
mean...
that has to be its own action.
Okay, that's fine. We can stick with that. Then it doesn't make any rolls against your poison. But it does take 4 wounds. Boy howdy.
She goes up to this thing and just out of spite grabs on to, like, its gross, squishy eye socket and just plunges her fist elbow deep in it.
Oof.
With her, like, her shredding gauntlet on, or like her stabby gloves, pulls it back out with a slurp.
Yeah. You can feel the ground vibrate as this thing makes another groan of desperate pain as it's being pinned by the sand and wriggling back and forth trying to move, and there's a nasty spurt of grossness as you pull your arm free. Mostly just opaque, chunky liquid.
Gross.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It is still twitching and is still moving and writhing. But that is the end of the round, so let's do probably the last round. Set 3 of clubs. Sorry. See a 5 of hearts. This thing, Queen of Spades. It's got to try to break free. So
Would you say it wants to break free?
it wants to break free. It's distracted. So let's see how this goes. And it crit failed. Yeah, this thing basically writhes so much underneath the sand that it almost further buries itself, just working backwards. So it is not able to make any type of purchase. Sia, you are up again, it looks like.
Would be a shame if I didn't punch again.
Go for it.
Oh, and it should have taken 1d4 of lingering damage.
Oh, thank you. Would you like to?
roll
Yeah,
it?
please. If you blow it up twice, that could do it.
That's a 2.
Not too much.
Okay. So I'm gonna fighting attack again, called shot for what remains of its eye socket. Perhaps, since it's already an entryway.
Sure. Go for it.
So I would be at a +3 again with all the everything. She's wild attacking.
With all said and done, yep.
Yeah. That's a 6.
That'll hit, no raise.
So there's this and this, and then but still +6.
Yeah. It's like, no way you don't kill this thing. I even forgot to unshake for it.
13.
It failed its unshake roll, so it couldn't have even crit failed. Yeah, that'll do it. So how do you end this creature's existence? Quickly
And probably the most efficiently she's ever done. Because she doesn't do this kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it sounds bad all around. Like, we don't even see it happening. The camera's from the other side of the ray over Set's shoulder, and we just see her going to town.
Bam. Yeah, I mean, it is not long before the creature ceases moving, and the only movement that continues are those parasitic flea tick creatures that are now mostly buried in the sand and probably digging themselves up and scurrying in every direction. So I don't think it'll be dramatically interesting for you guys to fight the swarm that will only try to deal fatigue damage. Yeah, so maybe there are a couple of rocks protruding up from the sand that you can smash them into, and their carapaces crack and break beneath the sandy onslaught. Before long, you find yourselves standing in relative silence with the wind blowing motes of sand out over the dunes.
Can I use my action on that card to just sweep the parasites out of the way and smashing them into things, dispatching them before they have a chance to jump on me and Sia?
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I think that is thematically interesting here.
As the sand falls and clears the air, I have a panicked look, seeing Sia's wounds, and I motion for her to just stay there real quick, and I turn around and start sprinting towards the truck, using my sand shaping to like propel each one of my rounding feet forward, kind of like maybe Iceman from the X-Men. Arrive to my truck, jump in, turn the key over, and speed towards Sia and park the car in a skidding stop, jumping out with a first aid kit, running up to her. I'd like to make a healing roll to try and treat her wounds.
Definitely. You're within the golden hour.
Nice. When he arrives back over there, we just hear a as she is pulling a picture very tiredly out of her camera.
That's great. You can take a penny for that.
Thank you.
It's supposed to take 10 minutes per wound point. So it'll take a little bit of time, but you guys can certainly do that. There's nothing else pressing happening here. Right, so you won't have any penalties because you do have the medical supplies. Does the medical kit itself give you any bonuses to this?
The medical kit gives me a +2. I get 5 uses out of it.
Nice.
Oh, that blows up. Blows up again. I got a 15.
Oh my goodness.
That fixes everything.
Wow.
That completely heals.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think there's any limitation on the healing that you can get, so I've always treated it as every success in a raise is a healed wound. So I think that's cool, and that's some good payoff for both your adventure card and for Set's mastery of this entire situation.
Yeah.
Master of survival. I mean, compared to Sia rolling crit fails and falling from 30 feet in the air.
Listen.
Yeah, after listening to your show and the Crows, I made it a point to take healing, because everyone seems to not want that.
It's good to have. Yeah. What's your skill in healing?
My skill's a D6.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's respectable.
That is respectable.
And it paid dividends today.
Yeah, it cost me my repair and it cost me my common knowledge, but I think it was worth it.
I have repair.
Yeah, you got repair. Maybe I'll get some later.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, most of Sia's injuries were, probably the equivalent of broken things or just battering, bruising, so how do you fix her up here?
Yeah, I give her a piece of bark to chew on to numb the pain a bit and start setting the wounds into place. I imagine I might have some sort of adhesive or tape for the carapace and her extra limbs, and put ointment and salve on the flesh wounds and bandaging those up, wrapping them with gauze.
Yeah.
She takes the bark out for a second to say, I'll replace all that, by the way, when I get a chance. Those things don't hunt in packs, do they?
Yeah, the juveniles will hunt in groups, but once they get bigger, they start hunting by themselves, take down the prey. Huh. Thought you lost you there. Thought I watched you fall from the sky and die.
Yeah, well, you find yourself out here in the desert wastes with a large carcass of the defeated Ray.
Sia's probably still in shock, because that was terrible. That was so bad. She almost died. She walks over to the body and starts taking samples just to attempt to ground herself in procedure and things she's done before.
Sure.
Just to get a handle on what the fuck's going on.
The main body still has, sand pulled up and over it. There are clear areas that have been smoothed out where its wings were flapping trying to get free. A couple of divots in the sand where its tail had been slamming down, with the sparks of electricity arcing off into the grains around it. But now laying motionless, you can gain access to whatever you want.
She definitely wants some blood. She wants some samples of the tail.
Would you like to roll science?
Yes.
Have I made you roll to gather? I don't think I've made you roll.
I cannot remember, but I will.
Go ahead and roll me yours, or your psiology, whatever feels appropriate.
I got a 5 because it's D6 either way.
Definitely. Do you have a focus on what you're trying to gather?
She thought the camouflage was very interesting. Once she realized what it was for like the underbelly stuff.
Sure.
If she still hears the tail crackling a little bit, that would definitely be of interest to her.
The high level of energy arcing through the body and stored in the tail dissipates over the next half hour or so you can probably hear that thrum, almost like an electrical line or something.
Can I roll survival to try and harvest the entire tail spike?
Absolutely. Yeah, just straight up survival. I don't think you need any additional modifiers. This thing's pretty large, so...
Got a success with a raise.
Oh yeah, success the raise. You can perfectly harvest anything you need to off of this thing. As far as what it can do, I think you could, I don't know if you wanted to like affix it to your spear or use it as its own type of weapon, but we would probably just use the same statistics that it had in terms of it would probably need its own power source because it's no longer being powered by the core of the creature itself, but you could probably figure out a way to rig that together.
I was hoping to try and turn it into a sword, maybe like a short sword or a rapier.
Ooh,
definitely.
That's cool.
Yeah, it would probably be more of a piercing weapon, rapier style, because it is a stinger rather than a slashing implement. A rapier is a strength plus D4, but it also gives you a +1 to parry. So if you just even want to use those stats, give it a +1 to parry, and then on hit or on damage, it can use the stun power. What's a good balanced way to do that? Should the item just have its own store of power points that regenerate over time or something like that? Like an arcane device?
That'd be cool.
Maybe I could use some of my power points, charge it, roll an essence roll, and to charge it with a certain number of power points to give it the stun effect. Kind of like how the arcane devices worked in the core rulebook.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. You can just power it using your own power points. Stun is a 2-point power, so just assume that whenever you hit with it, if you would like to cast the stun power, you can power it with your own power points.
Yeah, just being able to charge it and maybe activate it when I stab someone with it.
Sure. Oh, yeah, that makes perfect sense, and that's how it...
Yeah, that sounds perfect. No, I think I'd charge into it, give it its power points from my PowerPoint pool. Yeah. maybe on a crit, activates a stun effect, or I could do an essence roll.
Choose how many power points you want to invest in it beforehand, and then if in the moment you're out of points and you'd like to recharge it, we can probably just say it takes an action to, put points into it or something like that.
Charge it with his power points at the beginning of the day, give it that into that, so I'm not using actions, more actions than necessary.
But that sounds cool to me.
So, Sia killed a Ray, means she'd have the right to wear a cloak like Heath. Maybe he has a stealth effect too. A stealth cloak.
Ooh, dang, that'd be cool.
You got a raise on your survival, so you've definitely successfully harvested this creature and can reasonably get at least 2 main things from it, one of which would be the tail. I'm using the Ripper rules, where every success and raise you get, you can harvest a usable item from it.
Yeah, could I harvest some of its flesh for making a cloak, and maybe some meat from it? The skin from the underside where it has that refractive camouflage ability?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. And that's, it's like what Tuka has as her Karnic ancestry bonus. Let me see here. I gave a flat bonus to stealth for Tuka. If that feels appropriate, we can do that.
Sounds cool.
When you're using it. But that'll be after it's constructed.
Naturally.
But yeah, you've harvested that. I mean, if you harvest the underside, there's probably, there's a lot. I mean, if it's got a 25-foot wingspan, then you probably have enough for 2 cloaks out of that. Just from sheer volume, right?
Oh, it's a lot.
It's like the size of a large tarp that you can fold up and stick in the back.
Oh, we could make a tarp top for the Jeep. A camo tarp top.
You could definitely do that.
That'd be so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's a cool idea. Put that in your back pocket.
Dang.
Tarp top for the Jeep would be hella cool.
Are these things terribly edible? Or are they not so good for that?
Yeah, you could definitely get some meat off them.
We probably should. I could eat.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about getting some rations off of it. Some meat.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Definitely edible.
Yeah, I'd like to radio back to Vigo and tell him to let Zeph know that there's a down Skyray out this way. If you get that information back to the tribe, give them my approximate coordinates and say that they could come harvest it, not let the meat go to waste, but, be careful because it might attract some wildlife if it's too long, though.
Yeah, you can get him on there and he'll say,
downed Ray, huh? Did you just ride by it, find it? No. We had to try and get the drop on us, and Sia fucking punched it to death. It was crazy.
I did.
She shouts from slightly further away, so it'd be quieter over the radio.
No kidding. Well, it's lucky it's still alive. Just bashed its head in after we downed it with some of my sand shaping. She just pummeled its face into oblivion. She jumped up on top of it, climbed up its backside, and rolled her off, and I thought she died.
Oh, good to know. I'm glad you guys made it. I'll let him know once he shows up. Keep your eyes on the sky.
Okay, have a good one. Over and out.
I'll see you later. Out.
You can harvest whatever you take. He will certainly relay that to Zeph once Zeph shows up, and I'm sure Zeph will relay that to other people.
I wrote down on my sheet, plenty o' meat.
Plenty of meat.
I don't think we got a lot of daylight left.
Well, yeah, so the healing itself took about 30 minutes. Skinning, harvesting, getting all this stuff would probably take at least another 30 minutes. So you guys have been here for a little bit. I think now we are getting into evening time, so the sun is starting to dip down. The light will begin to fade soon.
Sia's been much more reserved and quieter since this whole thing has happened. And she just points towards those mesas that they were heading towards earlier. Gets back in, buckles her seat.
I'd like to see if Coin Purse is around, if he's doing okay.
Is he in the glove box? Is that where you'd had him?
Yeah, he'd be in the glove box. Pop the glove box open, check on him. Maybe see if he's in there.
You open the glove box and he pulls his head up out of he's probably curled into a circle or something. He pulls his head up and just blinks blearily at you. Opens his mouth.
I'm gonna scratch him under his chin, grab a few crickets and feed it to him. See if he's okay.
As he will happily crunch into the crickets with.
And I'm gonna pull out a can of Jolt, crack open maybe a blue one this time. Pull my goggles down, turn the key, and start driving towards the mesas.
You guys can keep on driving. We already made, a survival roll for navigation, so you guys, I'm not going to ask for further ones on that, but you can go on a straight shot, pitch camp somewhere in the night.
Maybe it's a travel montage at this point where we get a couple good shots of us doing, like, camping stuff.
Oh, interlude. Perfect.
Oh, it's an interlude.
It's an interlude.
Of course it is.
Of course. So, for interludes, I think we just need to draw some cards. Interlude 3. Okay. I will draw a card from the deck for each of you. Set, your card is King of Diamonds, and Sia, your card is the Ace of Clubs.
For the diamonds, Trek, how the group found something that helped them along the way, such as an oasis, minor treasure, ammo, food, friendly locals. And the clubs, a hardship. The party overcomes on their trip a tragic death of a favorite extra, spoiled or lost supplies, mechanical breakdown, abysmal weather, and so on.
And it's up to you guys to determine which of those you'd like to apply. And of course, it's not a hard and fast rule, so if you have other cool ideas too, please feel free.
Maybe we come up onto an oasis. Maybe the blue line originates from a spring that fed from an underground lake.
Yeah, so I think you guys can reach the blue line, and the way that I imagine it is the blue line reaches the cobalt tier, so bodies of water travel downhill, typically, and they need to come from a source, so I don't know that there is a greater source inland, so maybe the blue line actually comes from the cobalt tier, or somewhere around there, and then, like on the coast itself and comes inland. I like that. Let's do that. So you guys find the oasis, which is the starting point of the blue line, which you can then follow to the cobalt tier / coast.
Maybe the clubs is represented by the meat we harvested from the Corvallis Ray being infested with parasites.
Nasty.
Gross.
Ugh.
That's a shame. But still thematically cool. Do you think it was something that was in the creature itself, or do you think it was something that got into the meat afterwards?
Probably from the ticks. Like little tick babies.
Maybe worms, larvae of the cleaning symbiote bugs that are on the Corvallis Ray. Makes it so we can't eat it. It's just covered in writhing worms by the time we get set camp and pull it out to cook.
Nice. I like that.
Barf. Ew.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's definitely cool. So you guys can discard the meat, unfortunately. But at least the rest of the stuff is still good.
We should burn it far away from the campsite because it's gonna smell yummy.
Yeah, we should burn it far away from the campsite.
Oh shit, what was my card?
I think yours was the Ace of Clubs.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, I was gonna pick Club's backstory.
Cool. I like that.
A little bit of backstory maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it also ties in with downtime because she's also brooding.
Sure, yeah. These are just guidelines.
Yeah, they're just guidelines.
More is great. I like more stuff always.
Yeah, maybe when she's telling her story, I'm just working on the Ray tale as she's talking.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just an all-encompassing interlude.
Yeah.
They made it to the little underground lake.
Oh, so this is an underground oasis?
I mean, it'd be cool, right?
Sure.
It'd be really cool.
Oh yeah, the spring coming right out of the
Yeah, there's
cave.
like a cave entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Love it.
It's pretty cool.
I just really like world building with you guys. This is a lot of fun.
Fun. Sia is using her sling to just fling rocks against the wall for target practice, but she just keeps clacking these rocks off the wall, and it echoes down the cave. She just starts talking at some point, and she says, "That's not the first time I was almost killed doing animal-adjacent stuff. Not the first time. I'd hoped it would have been the last, but that's kind of what I came out here to do, was look at animals and get stuff I could bring back. But that is what it is, Sometimes you just gotta dig deep and you gotta find what you're looking for."
What happened?
I was working in a lab I was really jockeying for a promotion. I wanted it so bad. So I was like, yeah, I could go into that cage and get the samples before anybody even got to work. And they'd be like, oh, wow, you got it all. That's great. We don't have to do anything extra today. But I got stabbed in my guts a whole bunch. Just a whole bunch. That's actually what I made this out of. And she taps her tail. It took some work, but it was worth it in the end, I think. But it was... They had to pull me out. It was bad.
The babbling brook of water, maybe tiny waterfalls of cascading liquid funnel down and out of the cave. You hear the water droplets falling from the ceiling in the background.
The babbling of the water, corresponds with her babbling as she just over and over.
What was it?
I don't even remember what it was called. I don't think we had a good name for it. Somebody probably classified it at some point. But it wasn't super important for me to know. I just need to know what it did. It was more like a scorpion. It had a lot going on, You found it out in the waste, brought it on back. Because sometimes when you jam weird DNA into plants, it makes better plants. So we gotta find a lot of weird DNA to make hardy crops. Because what if things just freeze again, We don't know.
All those people that retreated into the caves underground, all the ways that they had to survive, all the terrible ways they had to survive, things they had to do.
They survived, but they didn't do it well, from what I understand. Not like I was there, but...
Did it leave a scar?
Yes. There's several. Because Corey's real good, but, we can't fix everything.
Set takes a moment and they starts comparing scars.
Nice.
It's a regular Jaws moment.
Yeah. She pulls up her tank top a little bit, and right next to her absolutely shredded abs.
Shredded from the fall.
Yeah, she's just battered.
You're pointing at the scar, like next to all the different patches you got on you currently, from like earlier and the day before as well. It makes me glad I got tough hide.
Can't really see it right now, but that was the first puncture point, and then the poison spread, so they had to, get the necrotic flesh out of there. Left some divots. But it is what it is. You want to know the worst part? I was just an intern. I didn't even get paid to do that.
What's an intern?
It's basically someone right out of school that needs money and they don't pay you.
They have you do work, but they don't pay you?
But some interns are paid, but not. It's kind of like an apprenticeship where if the company's cool about it, they'll pay you, but most of the time they just want to exploit your free labor and skills. You want paid internships, she says, with tired eyes.
Paid internships.
What do they give you?
You get job experience, you get to know people. Sometimes it's who you know rather than how good you are at a thing, and then it got me into my current job, which was nice, and then I did start getting paid.
Sounds like a scam.
It is. Wait till I tell you about taxes. Hi, everybody. Thank you for listening to this episode of Silica Valley with us. Set, as you know, is played by Chase Absher, and we just love him to bits. Our music is by Crockett, Waveshaper, and Marcus D. Crockett you can find at crockett.bandcamp.com and at Crockett80s on most socials. Waveshaper at waveshaper.bandcamp.com and at waveshaper_SWE on most socials. Marcus D is at Marcus D on Twitter and at marcusd.bandcamp.com. And I have a couple patrons to thank. Thank you so much to Chase, Valentine, Shakes, Nakota, Jackie, Jade, and Paxton. And also a big thank you to Caleb Sunstead, Zach, Ben Hatton, Gerald, Andrea, Davriel, Ellis, Zane, Nathan, Romalak, Lexington 296, Calder, T-Pay, and Ayana. Thank you all so much. Every bit of support and feedback you give us makes it so much easier to get every new episode right to you. Thank you, especially as we are in this time of realignment. It means the world. If you would like to number among these patrons and many others, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/RPG for you and me. Find us at RPG for you and me on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. And I'd like to introduce our new social media manager, Mads. Follow them on Blue Sky at the link in the description. Also in the links, our show Discord. It's free to join, so come on, hang out. See you next time.